Okay, yeah. Any idea about center of mass? No, nothing. Anything you want to say about center of mass? Yes? No, anything. You ask me. Okay, good morning to all of you. So today's topic is center of mass. So before starting center of mass, I would like to tell one point. Just first of all, what is the need of center of mass and how we are defining this one? Let's take one example. That motion of wheel. Okay, this is your wheel, or you can say it is a disc. So what we are observing, when the wheel is moving, so it has some velocity v, as well as it is rotating also. So due to rotation, we can say angular velocity or omega. So in fact, the motion of wheel have two components. One is your translational motion, another is your rotation motion. Suppose this v is not there, any velocity is not there, so this wheel will not go forward. It will remain at the same location, but continuously it will rotate. And if omega not there, then it will not rotate, it will slide. Okay, move forward. So it means that if I am assuming, let any point A on the wheel, and if we are looking the whole motion in the two component means your translation and rotation. This is your translation motion. Translation means I am not assuming omega, so I am using your v. It means this A will be also at the same point A here itself, and this distance I can say your, let x from here to here. And if I am plus, if I am looking the only rotation motion, so point A, due to rotation, it will go from here somewhere here. So point A will not be here. The same point A may be somewhere here. That can be, we can say A dash. And this is the center. So how much angle point A has rotated? Let theta. Getting or not? So if I am combining both the motion here, see, point O means center. Center will be here itself. Center is not changing, but point A will change. It means if I am looking the trajectory of point O, the point O will go straight, but point A will go like this. Getting or not? Because it is going forward, as well as due to rotation, it will rotate also. So this is the trajectory of point A, and this is the, you can say, trajectory of point O. Similarly, if you are having some point B here, B will also rotate to B. It means here it may rotate somewhere here. B dash, the trajectory of point B will be like this. Similarly, if we are looking here C point, this C point may be somewhere here. So it is going forward as well as somewhere here, C dash. So you are rotating from here to here as well as going forward. So it means what I observe, all points in the wheel have some curvilinear motion. Curvilinear means it is some rotating, some curve is making. But only one point is there that is not moving in a curve. It is going always in straight line. Which one is that point? O, center. Okay? It means at point O there is no effect of your rotation. So how much the distance traveled by the wheel, that is the same as the distance traveled by point O. Getting or not? Distance traveled by point A. Point A is going like that. And this is the distance traveled by point A. This is the distance traveled by point B. The distance traveled by point A, point B are different. Different than the actual distance traveled by the wheel. but distance traveled by the point O is same as the total distance traveled by the wheel. Getting? It means in practically what you will find in any type of rigid body. Any type of rigid body. So different point of the rigid body may have different velocity. Okay. But if we want to express, if we want to define translational motion of the body. Translational motion means how much body has traveled. Okay. So can I define with respect to point A? No. We cannot say the distance traveled by the body is same as the distance traveled by point A. No. We cannot say the distance traveled by the body is same as the distance traveled by point B. But we can say distance traveled by the wheel or body is same as the distance traveled by point O. So O is such point. Okay, O is such point in the body, or it may be outside of the body, which is traveling the same distance as the distance traveled by the body. So this is the idea of your center of mass. The idea of center of mass is this: if we want to explain translational motion of rigid body, okay. If we want to explain translational motion means how much distance travel or how much the speed of the body like this. So we want to explain translational motion of the body, so we have to define certain point. And whatever the distance traveled by that point, it is the same as the distance traveled by our whole body. So that point we are calling as a center of mass. So here O is called as a center of mass because the distance or whatever the translational motion of the point O, it is representing the translational motion of whole body. Okay, that's why if you remember earlier all of the body we have called as a point mass. Remember in the previous chapters, either your kinematics chapter or laws of motion chapter or work energy power chapter, whatever the size of the body, even suppose block is also there, suppose sometime we are assuming that a lorry is there, a car is there, a bike is there, those all bike or car are not a point mass, not a particle. Those are very big in the size. But we have assumed all are as a point mass, particle. Why? Same region. That point is nothing, that is the center of mass. So, for a particle or for a point, the translational motion or translational displacement or whatever, that is same as the whole rigid body. Clear? So, this is the idea of your rigid body or center of mass. Because in the rigid body, there are so many points are there. Just like in case, suppose your marker. In the marker, there are number of points are there. The marker can go straight also as like this, or it can go as rotating also like this. So how much distance traveled by the marker? We can't calculate the distance traveled by the certain point. We can calculate only when there is certain point on the marker which does not show any rotational effect, that is showing only the translational effect. So that point on the marker is called as a center of mass. So whenever we have to define the translational motion of the body, so we have to define, okay, this is the translational motion of a certain point, that point is called as a center of mass. So suppose a force, if right now here, let F force we are applying here. So what is the acceleration of this ring or wheel? F by m. So this acceleration is nothing. It is not the acceleration of this point. This is the acceleration of center of mass. Because due to this F, it can go forward as well as it can rotate also. So due to rotational effect and translational effect, different point will have different acceleration, but center of mass will have only this acceleration. That is your translational acceleration. Okay. So whenever we have to define the translational motion of a body, of a rigid body, so we are defining a one point. That point is your called center of mass. So what is the objective of that? We will assume, okay, for translational motion we will assume that all of the mass of a body is concentrated at point O. O is the center of mass. Then it is just like a particle, as we have done earlier. Okay, if we have to define translational motion, so we will assume that all the mass of body is at one point, and that point is your center of mass, and in that, at that point the force F is acting in there. Because of that F, what is the acceleration, whatever the points are there, that we will define like that. The center of mass is in fact a virtual point or an imaginary point. That point may be within the body, may be outside the body, at the location of that figure. Suppose this is your ring. So at point O there is no mass, because in case of ring mass is only on the outer. There is no mass. So it is not necessary at the point of center of mass some mass should be present. No, mass may or may not be there. But in case of disk, mass may be there. Okay. So this is the idea of your center of mass. So what is the purpose of center of mass? For defining translational motion of a rigid body. Rigid body means bigger body, actual body. Okay. Actual body means the distance between any 2 points remain your constant. That body is called your rigid body. So normally we are calling it, so all of the body is a rigid body. I think you hardly find any point mass. Point mass means the body size is almost negligible. That you can't see. Just like you can see electron, proton and null. This electron, proton is not visible. Okay. Point mass is that, meaning of the point mass or particle is that the size of that particle or size of that point here almost negligible. Okay. So but in practical, none of the bodies has a point mass. All are a bigger body. So in the bigger body, so how to define the translational motion of those bodies? So for that purpose, we are defining first center of mass. Okay? So this is the idea behind center of mass. So write down definition of center of mass. It is a virtual point it is a virtual point okay, center of mass, it is a virtual point where all of the mass of a system is assumed to be concentrated. All of the mass of a system is assumed to be concentrated to define the translational motion of a system. To define the translational motion of a system. Okay. To define translational motion of a system. Okay. This point may or may not be within the body. This point may or may not be within the body, and the physical mass may or may not be present, and the physical mass may or may not be present at the center of mass, and the physical mass may or may not be present at the center of mass. Okay, so understood the meaning of this? So first of all, what is the purpose of center of mass? Whenever we have to express translational motion of any of the system means that may have number of particles, number of body, or any rigid body. So we are first talking center of mass. So it means acceleration of the particle or acceleration of the body means acceleration of your center of mass. When general term we are using, what is the acceleration of the body? It means I am talking about acceleration of the center of mass. And when specify, we are specifying, okay, what is the acceleration of point A? So that point A not necessarily have same acceleration as the acceleration of point O. Depend, question to question depends. If there is no rotation, then each and every point of the body will have same acceleration, same velocity. But if rotational effect is also there, then different part of the body may have different velocity, may have different acceleration. But when we are, then which acceleration we are considering as translational acceleration? Acceleration of center of mass. The translational acceleration is acceleration of center of mass. In the center of mass, we are not assuming, or we are, there is no effect of no rotational effect. Okay. Now, so as I told you, the location of center of mass, physical mass may or may not be present. Now, how to identify location of center of mass? So certain rules are there, and apart from that, method of calculation is also there. So such rules we can remember. The first point we can remember: if the distribution of mass is uniform, if the distribution of mass is uniform, then center of mass of a body if the distribution of mass is uniform, then the center of mass of a body will be at the geometrical center. Okay, if the distribution of mass is uniform, then the center of mass of a body will be at their geometrical center. Okay, for example, ring. In case of ring means mass is your in the outer, in the circumference, but the mass should be uniformly distributed. It means density of mass will be remain same everywhere. Then only, main point, if the distribution of mass is uniform, then only the geometrical center of that body will be their center of mass. So in case of ring, or in case of, better we can write, in case of uniform ring, geometrical center is the center of ring, that point is the center of mass. Similarly, if uniform disk we are having, then center of the disk will be its center of mass. Similarly, if we are having uniform sphere, uniform means not only shape is same, uniform means mass distribution should be same. Mass distribution same means everywhere in the body density should be same. Okay, density of the material should be same. If this is same, then only geometrical center of the body will be center of mass. If it is not same, if mass distribution is not same, then this rule is not valid, applicable. Okay. So normally we are using the more symmetrical body, just like a ring, disc, sphere, or you can say spherical shell. All these bodies normally we are using in day-to-day examples. So their center of mass will be at their geometrical center. Second point. If mass distribution is uniform, if the mass distribution is uniform and any line or plane, and if any line or plane symmetrically divide body, if any line or plane symmetrically divides body, then the center of mass must be on, then center of mass must be on that line or plane. Okay, then center of mass must be on that line or plane. If there are two such lines or plane, if there are two such lines or plane are symmetrically, and if there are two such lines or plane are symmetrically dividing the body, then center of mass must be at the point of intersection of those lines. Then center of mass must be at the point of intersection of those lines or plane. Okay? See, for example, here also condition is that the mass distribution should be uniform. So first of all, let this is your uniform ring. Uniform ring. As per our this rule point, this is the center O. I can draw one line. This line is your uniformly divide or symmetrically divide your ring in two parts. So first of all, center of mass must be on this line. But if we are able to make two or more than two such lines, then point of intersection. So one line I made like this, which is also dividing and another line left like this. This line is also dividing ring exactly into two parts. Then point of intersection of these two lines is this. So this is your center of mass. Okay? Understood? Let we are having semicircular ring. This is your semicircular ring. And now this ring has center somewhere here. O. Okay. Can we make any line which divide this into two parts? Can we make? How we can make? Yes, draw a line perpendicular to this line, or exactly vertical line passing through point O. So I made one vertical line passing through point O. This line divides your ring into two parts. So center of mass must be on this line. But we don't have two such lines. Only one line we can do. If I am making this line, This is not dividing it exactly two parts. So only one line is to be got it. Only one line. Now, the center of mass of this semicircular ring will be on this line. But where is that? That we don't know right now. It may be here, 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 anyway. But here the condition is that the mass distribution should be uniform. Then only. All these conditions, first and second point, valid only for, yes, uniform mass distribution. If it is not there, then those points is not valid. So, where is the center of mass of the semicircular ring? That method I will tell you later. First, I would like to tell you what is the meaning of second point. Okay? If any such line is we can draw which divide your body into exactly two similar part, this center of mass must be on that line. Similarly, that L-shaped strip I made here. This L-shaped plate we can say, or any laminar. This is L shape. Okay. Now, semicircular. Then can we make certain line which divide exactly two parts? Or we can make? Yes, like this. Just like diagonally. See. This is the line which divide our diagram exactly into, provided with this length and this length should be equal. Yes, this is also L. This is also L. And everything, this is the D and everything identical. Okay. So this is our line of symmetry. So center of mass must be on this line. Where is that? This maybe here, maybe here, maybe here. That we will calculate later on. So what is the purpose of that? Suppose center of mass is, see here, exactly, see here. In this case, suppose center of mass is here. At this point there is no mass. Physical mass is not there here. As well as this point is not in the body also. So it is not necessary the center of mass. At the location of center of mass, physical mass is necessary. No. It may be there or may not be there. And that point may or may not be within the body. Here this point is not within the body. It is outside of the body. As well as physical mass is also not present. Okay? So that's why it is called your center of mass a virtual point. It is not in fact the real thing. Why we are defining this point? To explain the translational motion. Now, in this, suppose this your L-shaped plate is given, and I told you, okay, force F has been applied. Now, if you will see practically, then what will happen? By applying force F, can this L-shaped plate will go straight like this? No, it can bend also. No? It can go forward as well, it can bend also. No? By applying force F, the shape may be it may be like this type of shape it may have. Getting or not? Because of the force F, the shape may be like that. It means it has been bent. So, now, how much is the distance traveled? How to calculate the distance traveled? Distance traveled means, distance traveled. Distance traveled means, suppose this is center of mass, this is center of mass, which distance we have to calculate? This x. Distance from center of mass to center of mass. Getting or not? Let center of mass here right now, and right now initially it was here, now it is here after time t, and F force is F. So if total mass here m, so acceleration here F by m. So how much that is? X is equal to ut plus half a square. So that is the purpose of center of mass. If you have to see the translational effect, then translational effect of which point? We are looking translational effect of virtual point. That point is called your center of mass. Otherwise, see, if we will see different point, if you see this point and this point. This point has traveled that distance, and it was earlier, this point was earlier vertical. Now it has rotated in some angle. So it has two type of acceleration. Two type of, you can say, change in position. One because of translation, another because of rotation. So net effect is your combination of these two. You won't get a net effect of translational. You won't get only translational effect. The translational effect will come only when you are considering which point? The center of mass. So this is the idea behind consideration of center of mass. Whenever we want to see the translational effect, then we will see the translational effect of center of mass, and we will assume that all the mass of body is located at the center of mass, just like it is a particle, which we have done earlier. Okay. Since coming chapters, we are approaching towards our real body. Real body are not a point masses. Real body are not a point masses, and real body have combination of both type of motion, translational and rotational. So since we are approaching towards the real body one by one chapter, so how to consider the translational effect of a real body? For that purpose we are defining your center of mass. Okay, and rotational effect, how to consider, that we will discuss in the next chapter, that is the circular motion and then rotational motion. Okay, getting idea of center of mass? What is the purpose of center of mass? Even in your body also, in our body also different part are having some different displacement. Right now, so many times I made my finger here to here and hand here to here, but altogether my displacement is here 0. It means my center of mass is not moving. Displacement 0 means my center of mass is not moving. That's it. Different particle can go, different part of the body can go here and there, but net effect is 0 because net displacement is 0. Center of mass is not moving. Okay, so these 2 points you have to remember. These 2 points are valid only for uniform. Yes, uniform body. And now see how to calculate the center of mass. Calculation of center of mass. Okay. Center of mass of system of particles. First case here, center of mass of system of particles. So system of particles means there is a system in which number of particles are there. There is a system in which number of particles are there. Suppose this is your marker. How many particles in this marker? Infinite particles. So it means all the real body are made from infinite number of or huge number of particles. So in this marker also we can assume this is a combination of number of particles. So same thing, the system of particles, center of mass of system of particles, means these are the different particles. One particle have mass m1, another have m2, third here m3, m4, like this. We are assuming that different masses are there, and they have some location. Location means position of the particle, just like in case of marker. One particle here, another here, somewhere here. So what are their location? To define the location, we have to define a certain reference point from where we are finding the location. So for that, we are defining certain reference point. Normally, that reference point is called your origin. So here I made our coordinate system. This part M1, M1 from the origin 0, 0, 0. All the three coordinates they are considering. Have position vector here R1. Position vector of M1 is R1. Position vector of M2 let R2. Likewise M3, M4. Like this we can see. Okay. Then center of mass. Okay. R3, R4 like this. So many. Then center of mass of system of particles defined as center of mass of system of particle, let RCM. CM is center of mass. So RCM is defined as M1 and position your R1, product of these two. M1 R1, M2 R2, M2 R2, M3 R3 like this. Okay. And this and divided by total mass. Total mass M1 plus M2 plus M3 like this. So in this manner we can define position of your center of mass. Understood? The center of mass of system of particle RCM is equal to your M1 R1 plus M2 R2 plus M3 R3. In this manner we can define. Okay? And here R1. R1 can have all the coordinates X, Y and Z. R2 also can have. So in terms of X, Y, Z if you want to write, so RCM, in fact RCM is, what is RCM? RCM is nothing, XCM I cap, the X component of this component of your center of mass along X direction in X axis plus Y and Z CM like this. So RCM is like this. Similarly, R1 means if you are looking for X CM, M1 X1. So that gives us XCM means M1 X1, M2 X2 and so on by M2 like this. YCM similarly M1 Y1 plus like this. Very simple. Just you have to remember this. And ZCM M1 Z1 plus by M1 plus M2. In this manner we can calculate separate values. Understood? So just note down this. This is the center of mass of system of particles. Any doubt? over say one example from that you can understand how to use this one. Okay, say example 1 kg, 2 kg and 3 kg mass, 3 kg point mass, masses are kept at 3 corners of a right angle triangle as shown in diagram, find the location of or find the position of center of mass of system from 1 kg mass. Okay, so 1 kg, 2 kg and 3 kg point masses are kept at 3 corners of a right angle triangle as shown in diagram. Find the position of center of mass of system from 1 kg mass. Say, what is the center? Where is the center of mass of point masses? This is point mass. This is point mass. This is point mass. Where is the center of mass of point mass? Where is the center of mass of a individual point mass? This point mass. It also has some center of mass, no? It also has some center of mass. Where is that? At the point itself. So this R1, R2 and X1, X2, in fact, all these masses M1, M2, M3 are the point masses. And point mass are very, point is negligible size. So their center of mass is at the center of mass, means at their location itself. That's why for point masses, we are not saying anywhere center of mass is there. Only for rigid body, bigger body, just like marker or even you can say any type of body, hollow body. But point mass means at the location itself, the center of mass. So these are x1, y1, z1. In fact, they are position vector of the center of mass of the point masses. If point mass is not there, then the position of center of mass of rigid bodies. Okay. Now here, in place of this, suppose at the one corner I am putting a ring, another corner I am putting a suppose a sphere, third corner if I am putting a in a cylinder, then these x1, x2 and y1, y2 will be the position vector of the center of mass of those bodies. Now, see in this question, they are asking from the 1 kg mass. So 1 kg mass location can be considered as the reference point. That point we can consider as a origin. So 1 kg I can say as a origin. So let this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. This is the origin, coordinate of the 0, 0. This is your 2, 0. This will be your 0, 1. So whole system here only xy plane. X times cm and y cm is required, z cm is not required. X cm. M1 x1. Anyone you can take M1, anyone M2 and M3. So let this your M1 x1 0. M2 x2 2 to 2 4. 1 into 0 2 into 2 plus M3 3 into 0. By total mass 1 plus 2 plus 3 1 plus 2 plus total how much? 4 by 6 2 by 3 x3. YCM same M1 Y1 M1 Y1 0 0 M2 Y2 0 0 M3 Y3 3 into 1 the total mass 1 plus 2 plus 3 3 by 6 1 by 2 XCM 2 by 3 YCM 1 by 2 the center of mass will be somewhere here. So this is your XCM. XCM is this, okay, and this is your YCM, okay. This is the coordinate of center of mass and distance from O. This is the distance. This I guess at R. How much R? Under root of XCM square plus YCM square. XCM square. This is your right angle triangle. This is square plus this square root over XCM square how much? 4 by 9. YCM 1 by 4. Root 17 by 36. Root 17 by 6. Understood? Clear? So this is just a basic idea today I gave you. So tomorrow I will discuss some more little bit complicated problems and some more points related to center of mass. Okay, so what is the first main outcome of today's class? What is the need of center of mass? The need of center of mass is that whenever we are explaining, defining the translational motion of a rigid body, and so rigid body have number of point masses. So for that rigid body, we have to define certain point to explain its translational motion, and that point we are calling as a center of mass. Now say here, if in this question three masses we are considering as a system, and in this system if I am applying the force F, and the question is that what is the acceleration of the system? The acceleration of which, then I think it is a little difficult. The acceleration means if they are asking the displacement of the system. So displacement of system is displacement of which point? This particle or this particle or this particle? No. Displacement of center of mass. It means center of mass here. So whatever the displacement, somewhere here to here, this is called a displacement. So by applying this force for now, either this force I am applying here or here or here anywhere, but for discussion of translational motion, remember, for discussion of translational motion, this force F we have to assume we are applying at which point? At center of mass. Okay. Whenever we are discussing the translational motion, we will assume we are applying the force F on center of mass. So this is all about for today's class. Tomorrow I will continue from here onwards. Thank you. what class कर रहे हैं? IP. Every day. Okay. So this week portion is the central class calculation. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.